Good morning, breathers. Wanted to talk this morning about a really nice book, a lot of good information if you're interested in improving your health without getting surgeries, nasal mists, getting off your CPAP machine. Although, it's pretty good for you, but you shouldn't really need it if you're breathing functionally. So, Conscious Breathing by Anders Olsen. Really good stuff. There's a couple books that I recommend, but I'm just going to go over a couple things. Um, all right. We inhale 20 to 25,000 times in a single day. So it stands to reason that we would greatly benefit if we were to establish a breathing pattern that involved maximum efficiency with minimal effort. He outlines 5 steps for 5 principles for better breathing. And anybody who's listened to me at all should not be surprised that the first one is, and perhaps most importantly, is you should breathe in and out through the nose. The nose is an amazing organ. How would you want your 25,000 breaths to be served up into the lungs? Like if you're going to a restaurant, you'd want your chef to serve up the food cooked perfectly, especially if it's going to cost a lot of money. So when you breathe through the nose, the air is warmed, it's filtered, it's humidified, it's moisturized, it's served up for the best oxygen delivery, the best gas exchange. And then there's breathing, nose unblocking exercises that I think I've gone through before. So the first simple principle is nasal breathing. The second principle is breathe with your diaphragm. That draws the air down deep into the lungs, also stabilizes your posture. The diaphragm's connected to your lumbar spine. The diaphragm is a powerful muscle when we need to be using it to strengthen it and develop a habit. Back to the first principle, when we breathe through our mouth, the air only reaches the top of our lungs. It's cold, unfiltered, so any pathogens in the air. And then again, when we breathe through the nose, it has nitric oxide and carbon dioxide, which are antiviral, antibacterial agents, gases, molecules. So the second one is breathe with your abdomen. Another interesting thing, that the diaphragm is our own massage therapist. It massages all of our organs, and it's also our lymphatic pump. It pumps the lymph through our bodies. And breathing through the nose also dilates our blood vessels. We have 60,000 miles of blood vessels in our body. So when we breathe functionally, the breath of life, with each breath through the nose, you're helping to dilate your blood vessels. You're helping to lower your blood pressure, calm your mind, clear your mind. So the third simple principle for better breathing is slow and relaxed breathing. When we breathe in, that stimulates our sympathetic nervous system. When we breathe out, it stimulates our parasympathetic. And most of you know sympathetic is our fight or flight, cortisol producing. And it's a balancing act. When you breathe out, it stimulates your vagus nerve. It helps your heart rate variability. And the parasympathetic is your rest and digest. So often we want to extend the exhalation, bring that calm energy, that powerful restorative energy throughout our body, that regenerative energy, which moves through all creation, including you and me and every cell of our body. So that was the third one, a slow and relaxed breathing. The fourth one is rhythmic breathing. All nature flows with a rhythm. The sea, the tides, night and day, sun and moon, the seasons. So also do we function best when we're breathing rhythmically, slowly. In through the nose, out through the nose, from our diaphragm. Relax into it. Feeling the slightly cooler air coming in when you breathe, the slightly warmer air leaving the nose. Just a matter of your focus. And the fifth principle of better breathing is quiet and reduced breathing. I think it was Lao Tzu said the perfect man breathes as if he doesn't even know he's breathing. No one can hear his breaths. And it's said that the samurais would not be able to be a samurai if, when they held a feather under their nose, if the feather moved when they breathed. So this is control. This is using your body's system to help. And it's something that you can do if you're breathing 20 to 25,000 times a day. Wouldn't it be better to have a functional breath, a real efficient breath, minimal effort, maximum effect? Your shoulders really shouldn't be moving at all unless you're working on different specific exercises. But for your normal breathing, to just be relaxing your diaphragm, moving your lower ribs, moving 360 degrees. Your spine stabilized, your mind calm. Yeah, it's easier said than done, but it takes a little work, but with some practice you can do it. Okay, now I want to read a little something that he wrote. I thought you might like it. Noisy breathing is not natural. Imagine a tiger creeping up on an antelope in the grass while coughing, sniffing, and making sounds. Would it get any food? Not likely. Funny. Or imagine the reverse, a gnu, or gnu, whatever it is, GNU, sleeping in the jungle at night, snoring with sounds that resemble those made by a sawmill. How long will it sleep before a predator gets its teeth into it? Not for long, that's for sure. People today are fortunate to be able to put food on the table and get a whole night's sleep without being eaten alive, even if breathing noisily, but it's by no means natural. We usually take a big breath before we sigh. When we cough, our breath is large and irregular. Snoring is an indicator of narrow airways. To compensate, we breathe faster and use more power for every breath. Plus, many of us inhale rapidly and often loudly before we begin to speak. It's also common for us to breathe through our mouth while talking, which may affect our body negatively, since in our society today we generally talk excessively and breathe incorrectly. If your profession involves speaking a lot, it's especially important to consider how you breathe, both at work and privately. He writes, in summary, the 5 principles of breathing highlight that you should breathe in and out through your nose, that the inhaled air should reach deep into the lungs, while your breathing is slow, relaxed, rhythmic, and quiet, and the breathing volume is reduced. Now it's time to put it into practice. So thanks, peeps. I just wanted to share some stuff. Love this book. I've read it a couple times. He has a bunch of exercises in it. I've done most of them. But the number one thing, in my humble opinion, is to focus on your breath, breathe only through your nose, and reap the benefits. So, do me a favor. Shut your mouth and save your life. Coach Couch out.